All right, welcome back to Literally Anything, the podcast where we talk about literally anything. I'm Sammy, and this beautiful woman next to me is Lizzie. Lizzie, you wanna tell us what we're gonna start out with today?
We are starting off with White Boy of the Month.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Yes. White Boy of the Month.
Mhm.
Um, I will say the first one, Tom Blythe. He's back in the ring. He's swinging and going at it again.
Mhm.
We're putting him back in for his birthday though. It'll
Yeah. Happy birthday,
tomorrow.
by the
Yeah.
way.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Um, we're just adding him in for his birthday just to
Mhm.
be nice.
Our second White Boy of the Month is the King, Harry
Hmm.
Styles, because his
Yes.
birthday was yesterday.
Hmm.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hmm.
So he's 30.
Yep.
I thought he was 20
30.
something years old. I thought he was 20 something. You know what's
Mm-mm.
gross? We were just talking about this. My oldest brother is turning 30. He will be the same age as Harry Styles, and I have not.
Twins.
Yo, don't say that.
I
Oh,
don't.
I just got the ick. I've never gotten that before until I had the realization that they're the same age. I will never look at my brother the same again, or Harry Styles. So I ruined that for myself. You know what? I'm gonna blame my brother. He ruined it. He ruined Harry Styles for me. He did. Cody, you ruined it. Don't know what to say.
Apologize
I need you to apologize. I need you to
right
figure out,
now.
yes, right now. You call me right
This
now.
minute.
Yes. Call me this minute and apologize for being born the year you were born in. Um, I need you to figure out time travel and I need you to fix that. I need you to switch it up, you know? Why does it have to be the same?
He
Why do you
comes
have to
back
progress, you know?
comes back as a 12-year-old.
He's younger than me.
Hey guys.
Honestly, a win is a win, you know? Harry Styles won't get ruined and I get to bully him. So, it works out in my favor in like every aspect. Anyway, song of the week. I've been into the Beatles as of today. As of today, I was like, I need to switch it up. I'm tired of listening to my same country album, my same indie music. I need something new. So I put on the Beatles.
You need something new, so you put something on from like the 60s.
Yeah. Um, and I hadn't heard this one before. It's called If I Fell. It's really good. Give it a listen. It's really, really nice. It's really pretty. Well, all their stuff is really good, but that song is just, if you don't want to be a basic person and be like, oh, I like Yesterday or I like Hey Jude, listen to If I Fell. It's really nice. What about you, Lizzie? What's your song of the week? What's been your
Um,
anthem?
my anthem.
Mhm.
Now, honestly, my anthem is study music, the one that
Really?
has a timer, and it's just like basic music. That's my that's the things
Okay.
I've been listening to, you know. Honestly, I wish I had like a better answer, like a real artist. Sometimes all you
Mhm.
need is just a good old
Yep.
timer with some music, you
Yep.
know?
Or even the coffee shop noises,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, you're working or you're doing homework in a cafe.
Isn't that ASMR?
Is it? I thought it was like a thing to
Or
study.
once I don't have, like 1,000 pages of homework, I'll probably listen to actual music,
Mm.
not what I'm listening to.
Is that class giving you lots of homework again?
Yes.
Yeah. How many
Give it
pages did y'all have?
um it's like 120 through 160 something,
Ooh.
plus like 5 hours of watching something, which I didn't go to.
It's like
And then an essay.
all due Monday.
Hmm.
She's so mean.
But
Dude,
she did have us skipping some pages.
like three.
Like CD, not like CD pages, so
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Oh
But we
yeah,
were
does she
supposed
make y'all like do it in class or something? Or while you're watching?
sometimes.
Okay. She made
Yeah.
us do those. She's like, don't do
Yeah.
them now. Do them later. You still have to do them. She tried her best and I love her, but I'm bad at English, so her teaching just didn't help me until my teacher in senior year. And now all of a sudden I know how to write a paper. I never knew I could. I kind of just gave up hope and was like, yeah, that's not for me. So you had your math. Oh, what is that called? Whereas like you're strong in math and science and you're bad in history and English, or you're strong in English and history, but you're bad in
Mm.
math and science. I was strong in math and history, and everything else was. Anyway, so today's main topic, we're going to be discussing movies and shows that we like watching.
Mm.
We're going to give you a quick little synopsis of the story and then tell you our
Mm.
favorite characters, our favorite plot lines, what we like in a movie. Yeah, so you want to start
Yeah.
us off with your favorites?
Sure.
No.
So my favorite movie, I said favorite weird. My favorite movie is Frozen. It's been my favorite movie for like 4 years.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So
I mean
like
I
the first Frozen?
yeah,
Okay, just check.
like it's like so good.
It is
First of all,
really
it's
good.
a good movie. You know.
Mhm.
The song slap,
Yep.
the character slap.
Yep.
Um, I just got flashbacks to when you were shorter than Olaf. Olaf.
When I what?
When you're short, when I found out you were shorter than Olaf.
Shut off the cameras. Turn off the cameras. That's so. So there was a meme going around that was like, you can't like this if you're shorter than this person. And it was Olaf. And they said Olaf was 5'4". I'm 5'2". So I couldn't like the post because I was shorter than Olaf. You know how embarrassing that is? Every single friend sent it to me. It was you, our close friend, her sister, the cowboy. Everyone was sending this to me. And I was like, guys, I've seen it. They're like, yeah, but we can't tell if you've seen it. You can't like it, girl. That was a dark time for me. That was so mean. Okay. What's your next favorite?
Um, ooh, this is so typical, but I think I have to say Titanic.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
still
got
have
into it last year.
not
You've
seen
not
it.
seen it?
No,
I need to see
because
it.
they took it off of Netflix. I'm not gonna pay for it.
I think it's on my TV,
Mhm.
except for I have a Fire Stick. But like when you go to free, like all free things on every, it's like shows any free thing from any streaming
Oh,
platform. Titanic's usually on there.
do you
It's
know what
like
it's
on,
on?
well, usually it's either Tubi or Freevee or one of
Oh, I'm
those
not on.
one. Yeah.
Dang.
Um, it's a good movie. I watched it on the way to a cruise in the
Oh.
car. Yeah. My
Ew.
mom was
Why would you watch that
my
and
mom.
then go on a cruise, bro?
Well, let's think about the Titanic, it's like a baby compared to actual cruise ships. Like you should
Oh.
see a comparison picture. Like cruises are like this, Titanic's like down here.
I don't know,
So
man. That sounds like you're sending bad things out there into the universe. I'm
why
kidding.
didn't I?
Well,
Um,
or did you? Maybe you're just a ghost.
I went
I
down in the
believe it.
ocean with I went down in the ocean with Jack.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's where my body is. Great acting.
Mhm.
It's a great storyline, even though I mean most of it's a true thing, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
It's kind of cool watching it, knowing that it actually happened. I mean, besides Jack and Rose, but like the
Yeah.
actual, it's not like fiction, you know,
Mhm.
watching something like that.
Whoa.
Of course, I love rom-coms.
Mhm.
It's my favorite book genres, my favorite movie genres. You know, got Mean Girls,
Oh,
got Blue
yes.
Blonde, got
Love Mean
13 going
Girls.
on theater. What did I just say?
Whoa,
13
theater?
no, 13 going on
What
30.
what show is
Um,
that?
you know, my favorite show, 13 going on theater.
Uh-huh. Love that.
13
Play.
going on 30. Um, the other ones, whatever the other ones are. I can't think about them right now.
Like a classic, like Princess Diaries.
I haven't seen that yet.
Really? Oh, it's so
Mhm.
cute. I watched it a long time ago and with my brother. What are some shows you're into?
Mm. Well, one of them we're both into.
Uh-huh.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Outer Banks on
Yes.
Netflix.
So
Um,
good.
mm, yes.
I am about to rewatch it since it's getting warm outside, and I want to get excited for summer and spring break.
I should rewatch it too.
I
Like the
cannot
whole, I haven't rewatched the whole show yet.
really.
Yeah,
Really.
I don't
How
think
did I rewatch it before you?
I have.
This girl put me on it, and I was like, well, I wanted something for us to talk about at school and stuff because I was still kind of getting to know her and we were getting close. And I was like, man, I need to find out what her interests are. And then she came in wearing an Outer Banks shirt, and I was like, oh, what's that from? And he told me it was a show, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. And she watches it. She loves it. So I watched it. And then I came in and I was like, hey, guess what I watched? And then there's kind of history from there because then, like, the next season came out, like, right after I started watching. And I remember you were a little salty because you're like, you had to wait 1 month. And you're like, I've been waiting 2 years.
Yeah, actually, about the Outer Banks shirt,
Hmm.
it was a gift from my brother.
Oh.
And he didn't know I was into Outer Banks because that place sells like a bunch of stuff that just says Outer Banks on it.
Hmm.
Like, it doesn't have any relation to the show.
Oh.
And so it was like a late Christmas present, like on the spot kind of thing. And the
Hmm.
place is like expensive, like really
Ooh.
expensive. And so I was trying to find something that wasn't super expensive. And he was like, hey, there's a sweater over here that says Outer Banks on it. I ran over. I was like, get it, get it, get it.
That's so cute. Oh.
And later he was like, isn't that a show? Like after he bought it, he's like, wait, isn't that a show? I was like, yeah.
You're like, that's why
Um,
I got it.
I had a hat there that had said Outer Banks, and it was like $50. And I was like,
A
man,
hat?
yeah, it
Was it
was
like
like
a
cap.
baseball cap?
Yeah,
$50.
yeah. It's a nice place. It's expensive. So,
Dang.
um, yeah, I just remember I wasn't having the best time, you know,
Hmm.
when I like that the day I first watched it. Well, not that day. It was the day before. And so that day I was like, I'm gonna do something nice for myself. I'm gonna start up a new show.
Hmm.
And I was like, I might try that Outer Banks show just because I was also kind of worried it was gonna be like a dramatic, like over the top,
Very
like
Gen
beach.
Z and
Yeah, very beachy, like surfer bros, I mean,
well,
not surfer bros, but
it
I
kind
mean
of is.
like the bleached blonde, like
Yeah.
side bang and beach bro.
Let's
Living it.
go get high and have like a good
Yeah.
time. Well, that still happens too, but
Well, but it's classier.
yeah, it's a little more
As an
better.
aesthetic to it.
It
Um,
does. Very
mhm,
summer, very much. I don't know what I'm gonna say. It has this certain feel,
yeah,
and it
totally.
reminds me of summer.
Yeah.
And I love summer, so it's a good feel for me.
Well, I made a pot of like gross mac and cheese because everybody else went out because it was like Sunday, so they all went to church, and I made like really cheap gross mac and cheese, and it tasted like crap. And I was like, watching.
Hey,
That's the memory I have is just gross mac and cheese and Outer Banks.
Oh,
What's a better way to start off a show?
I know. So, a show I was obsessed with this not last summer, but the summer before, and going into that year was Stranger Things on Netflix.
I need to watch that.
You do. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. You might like it.
Hmm,
Do you like intense like action and there is
maybe.
romance in it for you. There's like a love triangle that well kind of happens. It's pretty interesting. It has a good
Yeah.
plot line, great actors, and it's set in the 80s. So it's good. Because I feel like anything set in today, crap, terrible, disgusting, will not be watching. Because then they feel like, oh, well, we have to show what the society is like. Well, society sucks. So the show's gonna suck. So anyone
Um,
who's like wanting to write anything, don't set it for now. You can do or up to 2010. I will accept 2010. Anything after, I will not. I will not be partaking. I will not be watching.
yeah, is it season 4? That was the Xena, Vecna, whatever his name is.
Huh?
What's his name? It wasn't season 4, the one with that Vecna guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. When I like Stranger Things was a big, like I saw it around like when it first came out and stuff, but
Mhm.
season 4 was when like it blew up on
Yeah.
my feed. It was everywhere. And I was like, dang, I should probably figure out who these people are. Because people were like, oh no, Eddie. And I was like, who's Eddie? It's
So
just like,
that reminds
I
me.
got every spoiler though, because everybody would mourn.
No.
But I mean, for season 4, because everybody would mourn over characters. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I guess they're dead.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh.
Um, I love season 4. I did not like the outcome of the people who watched season 4 because all the weird band and theater kids got a hold of it. And when they get a hold of that stuff, they hyperfixate really hard and ruin it for everybody. And they kind of ruined it a little bit for me because there's this one really intense scene where this guy's like trying to wake the girl up and trying to get her to come back, and she dies, and people made a song out of it. They took
It's
what
the
he
same
was
people.
saying.
It's the same people that made the song from the boy who talked about corn.
Yep, same people.
Yeah.
And they made that, and I wanted to, I wanted to end it all. I wanted to take out myself. That was the really bad part of my summer. And then going into the new year or new school year. And then I was like, great. And I go to homeschool co-op, and they're all gonna be all over it. And the first day back in theater class, someone sings the song. And I've never been more mad at this person. And she's so sweet. And she's so nice. And Viv and I look at her and we're like, not here. We will not be stereotypical theater kids. Please. Please. And then all these weird people started cosplaying, and because Stranger Things was on my feed because I watched it, I saw every cringe thing there could be. And then people would try to recreate this one scene and try to be like the character because he's like the one that is not afraid to be weird and will be out there. And that's like the whole thing of a theater kid. And they would try to remake this and they would just ruin it. I was like, guys, you're making this a bad experience for everyone. And now no one's going to watch the next season because you're going to be watching. Oh, man. I hated that so much. But it's a great show. Give it a watch. Just don't look up any post about it because you will come across the weird theater kids. That's my 2 cents. My long 5-minute rant.
Well, my favorite show,
Mhm.
surprisingly, isn't Outer Banks, which I know you were shocked by.
Oh my God, really? I've
In the
never heard of that. That's not, I need
in
to
the
watch
first
that.
episode. Um, that's my favorite show. It's based off my favorite book series. The Shadow and Bone.
Oh, that's right. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's based off of the trilogy. It's
Hmm.
all in one. It's all one universe. Okay, it's like the Marvel universe, but it's
Mm.
called, well, sort of, because there's like all these things combined. Um, but it's the Grishaverse, and then there's the trilogy, the
Hmm.
Shadow and Bone trilogy, and that's like where the main plot was. And then there's the duology,
Mm.
and then there's the next trilogy, stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
That got canceled
No,
because Netflix are butts.
because Netflix doesn't know how to keep good shows on.
Mhm.
That's just what they do. They did the same thing with Anne with an E.
Oh, they did?
Oh. Yeah, because they,
Oh.
well, it was kind of concluded, but the story is supposed to continue for a long time, and they cut them off. They cut us off. I was so mad. They
Thing is,
instead they canceled that show so that they can make the Hype House show. I'm not even joking. That's what they did.
for
Yep.
this, well, the thing is that like there was supposed to be a spin-off for the duology,
Hmm.
and it was gonna make like I'm pretty sure it would have made a lot of money because everybody was like anybody who reads was excited about that, and they paid for it. They wrote the script, they paid for it, they filmed a part of it, and then they went, no,
Hmm.
because of the writer's strike or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But the thing is they already wrote it and they
yeah.
already paid for it.
Well, the writer's strike. So I was all over this because I'm an act or theater major. So I kind of had to be in the know and figure out, am I gonna have a job when I get out of school?
And
Um,
I agree with the writer's strike
yeah.
thing.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
We agree.
yeah. It's
Good for
just
you.
I feel like Netflix used it as an
I think
excuse.
they did, but you also have to take in fact that they had to rent out places to film. They can't just show up and film. They have to go through they have to let the county know. They have to let, if they need security, they have to let security know. They have to block off these parts of the street if they're doing on, if they're going to be on certain locations. And then you have to have a building. You have to pay for the building. So all of these things go into effect. And then the writer's strike, slowed everything down. So they probably maybe they didn't have a lot of the script done, and all the writers were like, well, we're not finishing it for you.
Yeah.
Um, and it just, it snowballs. And then we didn't know how long the strike would be. The strike was a long, long time. It didn't conclude until November, December, something pretty late. I probably have all my dates wrong, but it was a long time. So to have all these things prolonged, because then you're like, oh, well, now we have to continue paying for this, or we have to reschedule, but oh, they need this building for their shoot for these guys, and they have to do it then because they're paying the actors for that time. So it all comes back, but then you already have the script.
Well, the thing is like the producer said like on like somewhere he said that everything was already paid for. Like Netflix paid for everything already. And so I thought they just full on paid for all of it and then just
Mhm.
dropped it. But another thing is like Deadline said that it wasn't being redone, like renewed,
Mhm.
because it never made number one
Yeah.
in the US. But then a cast member like retweeted Deadline and showed a screenshot of it being at number one in the US. I was like, please stop lying. Like
Oh
we
my
made it to
goodness.
number one.
They're probably trying to be like, well, people don't even want it anyway. So
That's a lie.
that
Because
is a lie because I've even seen it as number one.
it got like an Emmy nomination. It won award. Like, I mean, also if you go to like Netflix's Instagram,
Hmm.
like almost every comment is blowing up about
Yeah.
season three and the spinoff. And
Hmm.
but there's a theory that the spinoff is being given to The Witcher. Like, that show, the one
Yeah.
like they lost their main cast member, but they still decide to
Mm-hmm.
renew that show
Yep.
against the writer, like her, the
Mm-hmm.
original writer, against her consent. So it's like a problem that they're giving
Yeah.
it to a different show against. So
Mhm. Yeah, and it sucks.
yeah.
But that's how a lot of it works.
But also
Once.
there's been petitions that people have made to
Mhm.
either get Netflix to redo the show, like to do the show,
Mhm.
or to give some other streaming service the rights.
Yeah.
So they're thinking like a lot of people want HBO Max to take over,
Mhm.
and which I don't, because that's the one thing I don't have.
Yeah.
Like we got Hulu, we got Netflix, except for they gave up on us. We got
Oh,
Prime Video, and they're like, give it to HBO. I'm like, it's the one thing I don't have.
girly, I'll let you on my account. It's fine. I'll
Mm.
sneak you on. It's okay. I got you. Another thing, all publicity is good publicity. So they're probably not mad about anything. They're probably like, oh, well, this is bringing attention to us, so we get more viewership and more subscriptions, and more money. So I'm curious to see how this turns out. I hope they make that show. I'd have to watch it though. I'll put it back on number one. That's what I'll do. That's my contribution.
Yeah.
I'll turn on my computer and I'll go to bed and just let it.
They had watch parties when it first got, yeah, people
Oh,
made their like fan accounts would like give people instructions. They're like, guys, don't cancel your subscriptions. Like be nice to Netflix so they give us the show back. They're like, let's have watch parties. Like they would plan watch parties and
because
yeah.
I thought like right when they said they weren't doing it again, didn't it pop back up to number like it was back on the leaderboard, wasn't it, on
Yeah.
Netflix?
Hmm.
Because I thought it was there for a while.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, that's the show Lizzie likes to watch. Because I would always see it all the
Mhm.
time. And I know you started posting stuff about it around that time.
Yeah.
See, so why they're doing this? Who knows? Probably for money. Because once I'm gonna say this because I really like this point that I heard a long time ago. If a person is in a position of power, they will abuse it, and they will use it towards their gain. That's just how it works. That's how man is. When we have power, we will use it for our good, not for your good, not for someone else's gain, for our gain. And I think that's something I like to always keep in the back of my mind when I see some things going down and I'm like, man, why would they do that? Because they have power and they got too much of it and they let it get to their head. There's my another 2 cents. So
A
another
good
show.
sense.
What's another show?
From your one of your favorite
Oh
shows?
yeah, I forgot about
I
that.
know one of your favorite shows
Say
is
it. What?
Genie in Georgia.
No, it's not.
You love that show?
I
You watch
I
like you text no, she texts me like every night,
That is
and
not
she's like
true.
up until 4, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love Genie in
Spreading
Georgia.
lies. Oh my gosh. Person in power. Person in power using it got to her head and now she's using it for her gain. Trying to
You're
make me
always
bad.
you're always either you're watching Genie in Georgia or you're watching The Hype House. You're like, oh my gosh, whatever.
I don't know their name.
Noah, Meg, who is in that show? Is it Noah?
Um,
Addison Rae, oh my gosh, she's
Dixie
one of my
D'Amelio. Oh my
favorite.
God.
Wow.
No. So we can talk about Ginny and Georgia because they're getting 2 more seasons. Yeah, they were confirmed for a fourth and a fifth season. Here's the thing with Ginny and Georgia. They had something going good. Their plot is pretty good. Their actors kind of suck. The 10-year-old does better than the adults. I don't know how that's possible. That's just what happened. And it is true. You watch it and the young child is better than everyone on set. Except for the mom. She's really good. She's really cute. Um, but I don't like the writers. I don't like what they did with that. I mean, I'll stand with y'all for the strike, but what y'all did was just awful and mean and deserves jail time.
I heard it was I feel like we were seeing something that said it was just a racist show. Like they tried to tackle racism,
They,
but they just were racist
yeah,
by doing it. Like
no,
they
but
or something. I don't know. That's what I heard
they
from somewhere.
they tried to, I don't know what's the right word. They tried to make racist situations out of nothing.
Mhm.
In like the first scene where Ginny meets her racist teacher, he's like being nice to her and because she's coming into a new school, she's never been there before. He doesn't know Ginny, he doesn't know her background. And this isn't the whole thing is like this is AP English. And he's just warning her there's a lot of stuff in this class. It's really difficult. There's no shame in having to go back and go to regular English. And she was like, how dare you assume I can't do this? He doesn't know her. He doesn't know she's a good writer or that she loves reading or that she's like into all these things. He's talked to her for 0.2 seconds. I'm not even kidding. And I hadn't watched the show in a while. And a couple months ago, I was like, I want to rewatch this because I want to. Maybe he did say something and I was just oblivious and wasn't like paying attention. Nope. That is accurate of what I just said. And she then disrespects him first because he goes, pop quiz for the summer reading you're supposed to do. And then he goes, Ginny, I don't expect you to have read this. You don't have to take the quiz. And she takes full offense to that, of course. Even though he's letting her get out of a quiz, which is she's such a pick me. She goes, um, says something about how there's only two female writers on the book list for this year. Only one is African American, and all these things. And even though they're good books by good writers, and she then goes, and I do think I can take this test because I've read the book before. And it was so stupid. And then they try to make these big, like, climactic scenes. No,
Mm-mm.
they're not. Because they add this, like, really intense music for her walking down the hallway at school.
I saw
Or for
that
her
clip.
bringing a smoothie to someone. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's an actual scene.
Wasn't there like one clip where she does her hand like this and then she walks away and it's like all dramatic,
No,
right?
she
There was like a meme
salutes.
where so yeah, I just remember there being a meme where she walks up and she's like she salutes and then she walks away in slow motion
Hmm.
and people were like, what did that do? Did
Nothing.
she get anything out of that?
No, not really. Um, the actors aren't my favorite. They try to make another racial thing about her and her boyfriend, and she ended up being the
You
one
and
that
I
was
together,
racist.
you and I together make a white person.
Yeah,
The fact that that was an argument is
because they're
just
both half white and half whatever. And then he goes to try to end the argument. Well, if that's true, then you and I would make a whole white person. Girl, I was gonna scream. I think I did scream because I was so cringed out. I closed my laptop. I remember doing that. I closed it and went to bed because I could not watch anymore. And it's so bad. And now they're gonna have 5 seasons. And it's not like it gets better because you think, oh, they're acting, they're getting more experience, they're getting better. No, it's the same. And everything, Ginny has to be the victim in everything. I hate that. I hate that so much. And then they try to make her quirky and different. She's like every other girl. She's not special. There's nothing that unique about her other than her mom and her life and her upbringing. That's it. And it's just stupid. Anyway, shows I like. um I really liked WandaVision on Disney Plus. Masterpiece. Um really like the Marvel movies. I think they're all really good. You're great actors up until after Spider-Man. The last Spider-Man that came out, the No Way Home. Any movie show after that, I have not liked, except for Hawkeye. That was really good. But, you know, nope. They are really into the quantity over quality right now. And they're trying to pop out all these movies in a certain amount of time and certain years, and they are doing it too fast and it's not coming out good. Um, I was shocked when Loki 2 the season 2 came out that it was good. It was like really good. I was shocked. I wasn't a big fan of the first season because it felt rushed. Um, I'm trying not to say anything that'll spoil it for you. Do you have Disney?
We used to, but not anymore.
Maybe I'll give you our password and make you watch it because I really want
Oh.
to talk about it with you. WandaVision I watched with a good friend of mine, and it just kept you wanting to watch. If a show keeps you coming back, you've done the right thing. You're doing it right. You're ending it off how it should be left off, and you're giving me questions that I need answered. And that's the whole point of a show. I just learned in a class how to frame out a show. You start with your antagonist, you give them a problem. In the middle, you're supposed to have them try to figure out how to resolve that problem. And in the end, it's either resolved, it's either come to a conclusion, or it ties into the next scene. And I think Marvel needs to take a film class because they're not giving us much to question anymore. They're kind of just giving us whatever we want instead of taking time to write things and give us quality. And I know people are like, yeah, but be lucky you get anything. Or not everything's going to be like Endgame and Spider-Man. And yeah, no, I know that. But how could all of the shows before that look way better in CGI terms? In 2005, it looks way better than a show that came out this year in 2024. And we didn't have the same technology back then. We didn't have the same resources back then, yet it looks better.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Seems kind of weird to me. Whoa. That was pretty. That was so pretty.
So angelic,
I know,
so
right?
graceful.
Exactly. I'm very passionate about the movies I watch. I'll watch pretty much any genre as long as it's a good plot and good actors or it's funny. I watched a really funny movie the other day. I don't know what it was called, but the whole premise was like these two hillbillies meet this group of college kids at a gas stop, and the one of the hillbillies, I think his name was Chuck, goes up to a pretty girl and was like trying to be flirtatious, but is instead acts like he's gonna murder her. And he doesn't know. But she's like creeped out. Her whole group's is freaked out, and then they end up meet crossing paths again near where they're camping, the college students, and where the hillbillies are living because they just bought this new little country house that's supposed to be a fixer-upper. And it's two best friends, but they act like so fruity, but not at the same time. But it's so good. It's so funny. And then the kids, one of the girls that he was hitting on, ends up getting hurt, and they take her back to the cabin, and her friends think that they killed her or they kidnapped her. So they try to get her back, but they end up accidentally trying to say this in a censored way. Unaliving themselves on accident. And like in the stupidest ways. So like I'm only gonna mention one. This one guy was coming up and trying to look for her at their house, and one hillbilly was inside. Hillbilly Chuck was inside with the girl, and they were talking. And the other guy was out with a chainsaw trying to cut up a tree stump, a big old tree that fell over. There was a hornet's nest inside, and he ended up cutting through the hornet's nest and starts running with the chainsaw and going like that and running through the woods. And the guy that was watching him thought he was being chased by the guy with the chainsaw. So he starts running in the woods too, but the guy's still running from hornets. So they're both running through, and at the last second, they're running side by side, and the guy's like, "Why aren't you killing me? You're right there." He then sees the bees flying around him. But before he can stop and be like, "Oh, he's not chasing me," he runs into a tree that's pointed. Like he gets a big ol' ouch and ends up unaliving. And they end up thinking these kids are on a suicide pact because they all just keep dying on their property in ways that make it seem like they're trying to do it on purpose. It's pretty funny. And it's a great movie. I recommend if I could ever tell you what the title was. Um, but yeah, I'll watch just about anything as long as plot's good, actors are good.
I will say some of the best movies that I've seen in theaters were this year, 2023. I always forget we're in a new year. But like The Little Mermaid, Barbie,
Barbie, Slay.
that we all saw together.
Mhm.
Um Five Nights at Freddy's, Hunger Games.
Oh, I forgot about that movie. Honorable mentions.
Hmm?
These are our honorable mentions.
Yeah, those were like, I mean, it was like the first time where I've gone to a movie theater where I saw movies that I really wanted to see, because it was always like things that other people wanted to see.
Yeah.
So I just tagged along. But this year I was like, I'm going to see Barbie. I'm going
We
to see
got
Five Nights at
movies
Freddy's.
for the
I'm,
girls.
hmm
That was 2023 was movies for the girls. Because you got Barbie, Little Mermaid, Hunger Games.
hmm
That was for us, not for you guys. That was for us.
Yeah. And Five Nights at Freddy's, such a girly movie.
Yeah, but it has Josh
It's,
Hutcherson, so it was
yeah.
again for us.
Yeah. Actually, I got the movie novel.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know
Oh,
they
I
had a
saw you
movie.
post about it.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a movie novel. So, but it was at Barnes and Noble, and I knew I wouldn't find it anywhere else, so I just grabbed it and ran. They'll be like rewatching the movie.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that wraps up this episode this week. Um, we hope you enjoy. We hope you subscribe and like if you want to, but also do. And maybe by next week, we will have had a glow up. Who knows?
Ooh, slay.
Well, we love ya. We're praying for ya, and we'll see you next time. Bye.